Greetings and welcome, fellow adventurers, to another episode of Let's Play Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition Hordes of the Underdark. When last we left off, we had rescued Halaster, I think. Unfortunately, our mysterious help did not quite make the battle. I hope that doesn't break anything, but we shall see. Right, we should probably transfer some of that stuff over. No room in the greater magic bag. That one is also full. That's full of our spells or scrolls. I don't think Dalen needs all this stuff. I mean, he never needed it, but... he can keep his own stuff. I will take this amulet though. And he can keep his double-bladed axe. The storm armor I don't need. You can have them. And the boots of speed are nice, but also don't really need them. Let's talk to Halaster.
Hello, hello.
Strange mage. Ah, look. He's brought back. Good. I did think of that. Strange mage brushes the dust from his sleeves before turning his wild-eyed gaze to you. He surveys you thoroughly up and down twice and then sniffs dismissively.
You're not the one I expected to see, but I'll let you live since you set me free.
You are expecting someone else? Who? There's a sudden flash of light and the room fills with colored smoke. When the air clears, you see not one but two versions of the Mad Wizard standing before you.
Finally, you're here. What took you so long? I was beginning to think maybe something was wrong. Since we're both clones, you should know why I'm late. To lure out the matron, I used you as bait. A brilliant trick, a wonderful trap. She'd come here to gloat, I'd pop in and zap. But you meddlers ruined my plan by freeing my clone. Now the Volsheres won't dare come out from her home.
This was all a trap? You let yourself be captured? The first Halaster interrupts before the second can answer your question. Wait just a moment, my identical friend. You seem somewhat confused, and I want it to end. You are nothing but a safety device. I created a clone and put it on ice. I knew that one day I might get into trouble. I'm the real Halaster. You're just my double. The second Halaster shakes his head. I think you're mistaken. You were only a ploy. I let the drought catch you. You're naught but a toy. I know how you feel, but you're not even real. You're just a double to save me from trouble. It's hard to accept, but I'm afraid it is true. Your original Halaster is me, and not you. The first Halaster throws his hands up in exasperation. Which is the clone, which is the master? I will know which is the real Halaster. I can't believe this has happened. What a disaster. Is there some kind of reward for freeing you? Both versions of Halaster turn to look at you, their eyes dark with anger and the interruption. Then both smile as an idea pops simultaneously into their heads. We'll settle this later when we're just one-on-one. But first of all, Sorcerer must be suffer for what she has done. I must get her, make her pay for her crime. I'd do it myself, but I can't spare the time. The first Halaster waves his hand and you feel the power of a spell coursing through you. It feels as if 100 tiny hooks have been lashed into your very soul. What'd you just do to me? Nothing much, just a spell to make sure you obey. I put a geas on you. It's better this way. Down to the Underdark is where you will go. You're working for me now. You can't really say no. If you're a guest, the geas will bind you to Halaster's service. He's compelled you to enter the Underdark and kill the Sorcerer. If you don't obey him, you'll wither away and die. This is the thanks I get for helping you. What can I say? Everyone knows I'm insane. No doubt you'll know better if this happens again. You have no choice but to do as I say, but once the Sorcerer is dead, my spell goes away. After that I promise you'll truly be free. But don't do something foolish like come after me. Hey! Think you not like it when people talk to boss like that? Your kobold is brave, though not too bright. Just the kind of ally you might need in this fight. I'll send him with you when you go down below. He might just prove useful. You never know. Mathijssa Svennik will have need of my skill in battle down below. You must send me as well. You don't tell me what to do. I'm in charge here, not you. I will send you back to the top. Let Waterdeep know the invasion will stop. I'm cleaning house, the drow are no more. Undermountain will be as it was before. Please, Halaster, let me down as well. Mathijssa will need help and I have allies in the Underdark. The seer also wants to stop the Sorcerers. Please? You make a good point and you asked real nice. Very well, drow, I will take your advice. You can go too, I won't leave you here. I'll send you with Mathijssa, so to the camp with the seer. Enough time has been wasted. I want you to go. The Sorcerer is waiting, far down below. I would like to ask you some questions. Sorry. So sorry, no time. You really must go. Don't worry, it's fine. You'll do well, I know. Goodbye, best wishes. I bid you good luck. Go kill the Sorcerer, because until then you're stuck. And we go.
The situation is grim. How long do you believe we have?
We can't be sure. Maybe only a matter of days. Look out! Protect the seer!
Do you not recognize one of our own? Nathira, you have returned.
Mother Seer, it is good to see you once more.
And you. But I see you have returned with another. Someone very important indeed.
The drow woman regards you now with ease that is at first unsettling. She possesses the same age as dark-skinned beauty as other drow, but unlike the others, her eyes hint of both advanced age and compassion.
You are most welcome here. I am the seer. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Please, come. Do not be alarmed.
You awaited my arrival? How did you know I was coming? She smiles enigmatically. Now that, my friend, is going to take more than a little explanation.
I am sure you have many questions, and I assure you that they will be answered. I am curious first, however, as to how you came to appear before us.
I believe I can answer that, seer. Mathijssa Svennik managed to free Halaster from the Sorcerers, ending her efforts to use Undermountain as a base to launch her attacks on the surface. Halaster was quite enraged by her attempt to abuse his realm, however. Once free, he teleported Mathijssa and myself down here to deal with the Sorcerers once and for all. Indeed, when I saw the two of you here, I hoped Mathijssa had come in unwillingly to join us. She has been drafted into our cause, so to speak. The Mad Mage has placed a geas on Mathijssa to force her to try and kill the Sorcerers. I see. The seer turns to face you, looking stricken. I'm sorry that he violated you in that way, Mathijssa. That is not how I wish to acquire your assistance. But what's done is done, and we must proceed from here. She smiles at you kindly, and though Halaster has forced you into joining us, your own fate is closely tied to ours.
I am sure you have many questions, but there is much we must tell you first. It is important that you know something of the Valcheress, if you are to help us against her.
I just want to find a way to break this geas on me. And we'll help you, if we can. For now, however, there's nothing that can be done. We are bound to our cause, we now share a common enemy.
I believe it is time for our guest to learn more of the Valcheress herself. Mathijssa, if you would be so kind.
Of course, Seer.
Mathijssa bows her head in acceptance, then steps forward and begins to speak.
The Drow have ever been ruled by the matron mothers who head the great houses. The Valcheress was once one of these, ruthless and powerful in her art, but no more so than any other matron mother. But then Lolth, the queen of spiders and goddess of the Drow, disappeared, and Drow society was thrown into utter chaos. The Valcheress seized on this opportunity.
She summoned a powerful Duke of the Nine Hells, an archdevil she bound to her service. Drawing on this enslaved devil's power, she became a conqueror of the Underdark.
Once the Underdark is hers, she will turn her attention once more to the surface. She believes herself a queen, a Valcheress by our tongue, and her ambition knows no end.
How did she bind an archdevil to her service?
That we do not know. Perhaps through some artifact or some long-forgotten ritual. But whatever her methods, the results cannot be denied.
Indeed. Already getting flashbacks to how this happened, how this went in Baldur's Gate 2. Where the Drow also summoned a demonic entity. Although I believe that was an archdemon, not a devil.
The priestesses of Lolth are powerless before her, and the great Drow houses have bent knee. Just as many of the other Underdark races have been intimidated into joining her cause.
But the Valcheress can't reach Waterdeep now. Halaster is free.
As each day passes, the Valcheress's hold over the Underdark strengthens, and so does her power.
You stopped her plans in Undermountain for now, but she'll find it. It won't be long. At best, you've bought us some breathing time.
Well, considering how mad Halaster is, yeah, I can buy that. So what do you propose we do now?
Yes, that is a good question. What are we to do now? There is only one thing that I can do. I must put my faith in the goddess. And that means putting our faith in you. Our fate lies in your hands.
Well, look, not much pressure at all. Oh, sorry about that. A nearby tiefling steps forward, alarm evident on his face. Are you sure, Seer? Do we really know about this woman? She could be the death of all of us. Of us all. The Seer holds up her delicate hand, gently forestalling him. Our lives are irrelevant, good Valen. The Valcheress must be stopped at all costs, and Mathijssa is the key to stopping her. You know I don't believe in your ways, Seer. I won't throw away my life by blindly following anyone. But I don't think anyone should either. You have saved us more times than I can count, Valen. But the army of the Valcheress will soon march against us, and even your great skill in battle will not be enough to save us. The tiefling scowls. I am willing to defer to your judgment for now, Seer, but what makes you think this elven stranger can stop the army of the Valcheress? The Seer turns to face you. Mathijssa, I know you're a sorcerer of great power, but you're so much more than this. You alone can save us from the Valcheress. Well, I'm honored by the faith you've put in me, Seer. All the Drow here in Lith Mayathar will stand against the Valcheress, but she's the one enemy common to us all. But even our united strength will not be able to defeat her massive army. Our only hope is for you to find some way to strengthen our forces or to weaken the Vulturess and our allies. Nephira can help you with this. I can give you information on the Vulturess's allies and where to find them. Perhaps we might consider striking at her through her friends, or turning them to our side. Zayden the Thiefling Warrior adds, I can also help you. I know much about the legends of the Underdark. I have heard rumors of powerful artifacts and allies we might be able to acquire. I thought you didn't trust me. I haven't set aside my suspicions yet. But if you are truly the savior the Sea of Things you are, then I'm willing to give you the chance to prove it. So it appears you're not alone in this, Mathijssa. Nephira and Veiling will help you. They know much about the Underdark and the Vulturess. Do not be afraid to ask them for help. Hopefully, you can find a way to strengthen our forces or weaken the Vulturess before her army descends upon us all. I won't fail you, Seer. Long life and blessed be, my friend. Alright, so, first up, leveling up. Cleric. Alright, so... point in heal, point in lore, point in persuade, I guess. Alright, so we get another feat. Nice. See, what does extend spell do again? Extend spells have their duration doubled. Could be useful. Quicken spelled. Could also be useful. I mean, apparently there's not many very many useful spells I can use for that on, because it requires that I have spells that are slightly higher level. Heal spell, I believe that takes away the casting component, or the somatic component, so I don't have to speak anymore. Then archery, not necessary currently, because my dexterity is so high, so that's not going to be of use to me. Toughness, well, it could help me get a little bit better than that, since it does retroactively improve my things, but the silent spell, like the verbal component. Let's go with spell extensions. Case. And that did not gain us anything else. Right, next level is some distance away, but I do want to check the book. I have some 5th level spells I can now get. And we got another level 2 spell. Level 2. You know what, another restoration probably wouldn't hurt. Alright, summon creature 5, so I can get rid of summon creature 4. And monstrous regeneration. Let's get Ice Storm. Right, and for 4th level... what does this do again? Get the Wall of Fire. That'll do for now. Don't think there's anything else. Nope. What does level 5 actually do? Summon creature, it summons a dire bear. Ah, cool, so now we can summon those things. Alright, so still have Deacon with us. He is level 18. Good. As are we. Alright, let's talk with Mathijssa.
Greetings.
Sure, regard you with a curious expression as you approach her, a pale brow arched.
So now you know everything. The Valsharess, who we are, why we're here, all of it. What we're doing here is very important.
It sounds like it will be quite the adventure. I can't wait. You think it will be fun, do you? Doesn't affect the Valsharess once she dead were you in the slightest? She should be more worried about me, and it seems she is. Mathijssa studies you closely, and after a long moment finally shrugs. Well, you have confidence, I'll grant you that. Hope it serves you well.
Is there something else you need from me?
Tell me about the Valsharess and her allies. Many of those who support the Valsharess, like the Illithid and the Beholders, dwell in the caverns to the west of the village. The western caverns are also likely the source of her undead horde. We may be able to remove these allies from her cause. I know something about each of these groups, so don't be afraid to ask me for information if you need it. What do you know about the Illithids? The creatures you call mind flayers are a race of telepaths capable of reading thoughts and controlling minds. They are known for keeping a horde of dominated thralls as servants and guards. These creatures are ruled over by entities known as Overmind. The Valsharess has many Illithid in her army, but it's likely she has recruited the aid of her several Overminds. To the west of here is Sorcerer, a small Illithid colony. If you can find the Sorcerer Overmind, it could be persuaded to convince the other Overminds to withdraw the Illithid support the Valsharess. I just won't fight against such a creature. He shrugs. I never had to, truth be told. I assumed they fall to a blade like any other creature. Their bodies seem weak, in fact. It is their mental prowess you must be aware of. I believe Imloth has had more experience with combating their like. Ask him if you truly want some advice on tactics. That's something else. What can you tell me about the Beholders? I do not think the Valsharess commands many of these Beholders, though many are not needed. Each of them carries the ability to fire magical rays from its eye stalks which have varying effects. All of them come from a single hive located somewhere to the west of here. If we destroy the Eye Tyrant ruling over them, the colony will collapse and the Valsharess will lose their support. How do you fight against the Beholder? Carefully. If you can place some kind of magical resistance on yourself that will offer protection against the eye rays, which they will use against you first, trying to keep a distance. The rays are not their only weapon, however. Some Beholders are accomplished wizards, and as a last resort, their bite can also be quite deadly. The average Beholder has no special armor or protection against magical weapons, however. What kills most will also kill them. Is it possible to negotiate with these creatures? I doubt we have anything to offer. The mere fact that the Eye Tyrant ruling them has chosen to ally herself with the Valsharess means she believes our enemy to be far stronger than we are. What kinds of effects do the eye beams have? Mathijssa thinks for a moment and begins counting on her fingers. Disintegration, paralyzation, pain. I've seen the central eye banish all magic as well. Beyond that, I suppose you'll have to see for yourself. Aha! As it's a Beholder. How about something else? How did the Valsharess get control of an undead horde? That isn't entirely clear. We've heard rumors of a cult of necromancers nearby that's supplying the Valsharess with these undead, but where they get their parts from is unknown. We believe the cult is also located into the caverns to the west of here, though where precisely I couldn't say. But if we find them, we can find the source of undead and destroy it. What about the devil she's enslaved? There's nothing I know about that could be, combat his powers directly, and we all report he does not leave the Valkyria's side. Fight her, and you also fight him. One thing to consider, however, is the possibility there could be artifacts of great power that could be found and used to match the devil. I wish I could tell you where to look for such things, but I can't. Others, like Valen, could probably help you more. That's all I need to know. I hope I've been of assistance then. I should go. Mathijssa's eyes follow you, calculating. He merely nods and watches you go. That's nothing personal against Mathijssa, but I want to see what the Thiefling has. Because I do not know his stats exactly.
The seer believes you are the prophetical savior, our only hope of defeating the Valkyries. I, however, do not believe in prophecies. Still, you are obviously capable in your own right, and we need all the help we can get if we're to win this war. So I'm willing to take a chance.
And how am I supposed to prove myself? By stopping the Valkyries, of course, if you can. But even the seer seems to realize you cannot do this alone. Prophecy or not, fortunately, I may be able to help you out. Recently I've heard of tales of some strange islands nearby based on the legends. There may be something on these islands that could help us against the Valkyries. Islands? There are islands here? Does that surprise you? There are many rivers and lakes here in the Underdark, and many settlements have ports or docks. The Lithnoethar ports are located just to the east of here. They say there is an island inhabited by powerful golems. This would be particularly useful against the Valkyries and their army. I've also heard of a strange settlement that appeared overnight on a previously deserted isle. That sounds like the work of a powerful artifact, one we might be able to make use of ourselves. Of course, what I've heard are really just rumors for those who travel to the river. I guess Kavalas the boatman probably knows more. Tell me about this Kavalas. Kavalas is odd. He willingly transports followers of the seer up and down the river free of charge, but otherwise seems unwilling to take an active role in our conflict with the Valkyries. He willingly gives out information and shares rumors he has heard during his travels, yet he asks nothing in return. Plus he shows no fear of anyone, or anything. Maybe he's inspired for this Valkyries. Baden shrugs. I honestly don't know what he is or why he's here. The boatman keeps himself hidden beneath his cloak, his face and features completely covered, a little unnerving. But I trust Kavalas far more than some of the drow here. I don't get any real sense of threat or danger from him. Assuming Kavalas is even him, you can't tell because of the cloak. Where can I find this boatman? He'll be in the ports east unless he's ferrying someone along the river. If you ask, he can probably tell you more about the golems in the strange town that just appeared out of nowhere. I want to know more about you. This thiefling gives you a hard stare. I'm a warrior, soldier. You'd be hard-pressed to find one more skilled with a blade than I am, and like the seer, I stand against the Valkyries. I don't know your title much more than that, since I barely even know you. Seer thinks you're something special, but I am reserving judgment until Valkyries is defeated. Do you have any information that might help against the Valkyries? I've heard only a few rumors and legends concerning some strange islands. Kavalas the boatman in the ports knows what this is. Well, will you join me? If you can consider your request for a long time before making us reply. I don't believe in the seer's dreams, but though I do believe you want to stop the Valkyries. Really nods. Yes. I think it would be to everyone's advantage if we were to join forces. Right, so now we have another warrior on our side. Let's have a look at him. He's a fighter weapon master, so he should be quite tough. I don't recall on the top of my head what a weapon master actually does, but he's got good strength, decent dexterity, good constitution, fairly good intelligence even. He's also chaotic good, which is kind of a rarity down here. Let's see, his skills are mostly in discipline, that makes sense. Oh, he can apparently disable traps, which is a useful skill. Let's see, he cannot sneak, so that's something we should consider. And other than that, I mean, the only other skill that might be useful would be parry, perhaps, but not really spec into that. He doesn't have tumble. Let's see, he can wear heavy armor. Nice. He is an expert dodger. He can do a great cleave. And apparently he's spec'd into heavy flails. He also does key damage, mobility. Superior weapon focus. Yeah, he wants flails. Do I have a flail? Does he have a flail? I mean, probably. He's got Devil's Bane. This is Valen's flail. Its dual spiked heads cast from a black bone-like material is extremely cold to the touch. The weapon was with Valen throughout the many years that he spent in the Abyss fighting the Blood Walls. It specializes in dealing death to devils and other outsiders, but is still very effective against other opponents. Even if Valen was to be given another weapon, it would still never relinquish this one. Well, that's good to know, but... +3, keen. How do you make a weapon like this keen? Only usable by outsider. Well, that's basically just him then. And he's got this breastplate. There's maximum dexterity bonus of 2, so medium armor. This suit of metal armor was made specifically for Valen, crafted by the rebel drow of Lithmathar and enchanted to allow him brief periods of enhanced speed. This is a symbol of Valen's ability to keep the rebels alive, even as the Valshires hounded them at the ends of the Underdark. And even should he receive better armor, he will not part with it. Right, that's fair enough. Get a protection +5, ring of protection, boots of striding, and he's got a couple of potions. Fair enough. Right, well, we think we have our party for now. Let's move on with the adventure next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, please rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all then. Bye.